Hey YouTube, this is Guy Reed from YGOTeamWatapon bringing you guys another segment on managing with Machinas. This is going to be the third one, I believe, and I'll be talking about the meta in terms of what you should be doing with your trap lineup, or rather, opinions and techs. So, first of all, we have oppression, which is actually being considered tech right now, because of the fact that you're paying 800 per negation. It doesn't seem to be as effective, it seems, when you're running cards like Solemn Warning, where you're paying 2,000 to negate any summon at counter trap speed, which is ridiculously broken. It's kind of why it's reaching to be a $50 card right now. And of course, there's also the staple Solemn Judgment. Now, here's the big thing. You use Judgment, and you're pretty much limiting yourself to being able to use a warning. So, you use it once, you can only use one warning. Draw into a second one, dead draw, always. Unless your opponent's actually running Upstart, which seems to be an evolving meta right now, which holds the ideology that because there's so much life point depletion, you give your opponent more to draw a card, and it wouldn't really matter because they're just going to deplete it again anyways. Which I can agree with. But to the point to run Upstart Goblin is, I don't know. I haven't really found a reason to test it. Especially since in Machina you don't actually test it, you don't actually run it, but that's besides the point. One thing you could do about this whole life point depletion, you can try running a 7 Tools of the Bandit, actually 2 copies of it, instead of the Solemn Judgment, because of the fact that our biggest fear right now are the counter traps, are going to be Solemn Judgment on our opponent's field, or Solemn Warning on our opponent's field once more. The thing is, although we don't have as much security with 7 Tools as we do with Solemn Judgment, the kind of spells rather that we'd really be afraid of would probably be the My Body is a Shield when we don't have anything else, and just basically stuff like that. Dark Hole, if anything, but we can bounce back from that relatively easily. At least if you're playing conservatively, which is one of the better ways of playing this deck at this point. So another thing with the release of Starstrike Blast, Starstrike Blast, that is what it's called. I wasn't able to go with Sneak Peek. Don't. Whoops. Basically, Machina is getting a little bit pushed down a little bit on the tier ladder. It's not so much of a tier 1 deck. It's not tier 2. It's definitely still up there, but yeah, I guess this just gives more of a reason to call this segment Managing with Machinas, because it's not necessarily tier 1 material anymore. There's still the X-Sabers, Frog Monarch are coming back heavy with Formula Synchron, not Formula Synchron, the Turbo, I forget what it's called, the level 2 Synchro Tuner. So yeah, that and Shooting Star Dragon and Monarchs. The fact that they could actually play that with their frogs is just, it's mind-boggling. And it's actually really scary. I've played against it. It works quite well. Although, with the warnings and not so much Royal Oppression actually, surprisingly. But with the warnings, it really, really does help. So, of all these 3 to actually consider, I would definitely go for the warnings if you have them. Of course, my opinion. Right now, I've taken these out of main. I'm running 3 warnings and I'm running 2 7 Tools, and I will tell you why. I've told you why because of the Judgment, but I'm running 2 7 Tools because of the fact that I'm also not running any Mystical Space Typhoons. I'm testing this theory, but because of the fact that everybody's going to be setting right now, especially first turn. MST is going to be more of a blind targeting card, so instead of putting yourself in that kind of situation, I'm trying to go for negation of cards that would really screw me up, and to see where that would take me. Anyways, again, it's all part of testing and whatnot. So it's all in the works. The metagame is, of course, always changing. And in a week from now, I could be rendered completely wrong about everything I'm saying. But you know what? That's Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, guys. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, that was the third segment of Managing with Machina. Subscribe to us, YGOTeamWatapon. Recommend us to your friends, your family, locals, everywhere. And I'll see you later, YouTube.